Hey y'all, it's Tracy with Mama's Comfort Cooking, and I come to show you how I do my crab and shrimp pasta with Cajun Alfredo sauce. All right, simple and easy. Now I'm a firm believer that I want to taste the flavor and the seasonings in my crab and on my shrimp. I don't want it to be in the shell, so I went ahead and took the crab meat out of the king crab shells. Is that all right? Let's get started. Let me turn you down so you know what we're doing. Come on over here. So I decided to cook my crab and my shrimp in milk. Yes, the same milk that I'm going to use for the creamy Alfredo sauce. Let's get started. You ready? All right, let me move you closer. So in this skillet, I'm going to add some onions because butter burns fast. I want to start getting everything going. So I'm going to add some onions, and I'm going to add some bell peppers, because that's going to be a part of my butter sauce. Okay, so I added some onions, and I added some bell peppers. Let me get that stirred up. Okay, we're going to let that start to marry and do its thing. Now over here in the milk sauce, come a little closer, we're going to add some seasoning to our milk. And I've done a combination of Old Bay, bay leaves, parsley. I've done some seafood seasoning. And I just seasoned my milk. Milk doesn't come seasoned with seafood seasoning. Okay, now in that I am going to add my shrimp, and I'm going to add my lobster so that I can flavor the milk, and I can also tenderize my stuff even more. This is good. This is king crab. It's fresh. I took the time to take it out of the shells because I want flavor, and more flavor. I deveined and got all the stuff out of my shrimp. That's our steps to start off to a delicious meal. If I was going to make a stock or anything, then I would have used the king crab shells, but I'm not. So I'm just going to focus on bringing life and flavor to my seafood. Then we're going to convert it. It will not take long, 5 minutes. And then we're going to put it over here in the butter sauce. And then we're going to season some more with the same seasoning. I wanted to bring life and I wanted to bring flavor. And this is how I do it. On the back eye, we're going to do our pasta. We're using angel hair pasta. We're using angel hair pasta. So those are the beginning steps. Let's move it over here. As you can see, those are coming along pretty good. I'm going to season my water on the back with a little salt and a little oil. Some people don't like oil with their noodles, but a little dab won't hurt, just to keep them separated like we want them. Slow that down. All right. So when we come back, we should begin to change it over into the oil that we have, the butter I should say. And as you can see, it doesn't take long. The shrimp is already turning pink, which is an indication that it's almost done. So I'll see y'all back here in just a few minutes. so that we can put this together, okay? I removed the crab meat and the shrimp from the butter and the milk boil, I should say. And now I have it in the butter with the onions and the bell peppers. And I'm going to continue to let it marry in the butter. I'm going to add the remainder of the seasonings so that we can have a delicious Cajun flavored dish. Here's where I want to add the heaviness of my season. And we're not going to stir too much so that we can leave it together as much as possible. We just want to make sure we get the flavors in there and let it just simmer and let the butter sauce get into it. Okay, so now let me show you the ingredients that remain. Okay, so come take a little walk with me over here and let me show you what all we're using. So now we're going to need these ingredients over here. We're going to need, we've already used the bell peppers, we've already used the onions, we've already used obey and the other seasonings. We're going to need another stick of butter. I'm using Challenge. This is our pasta noodles, angel hair pasta noodles. You can use any brand you want. I have my flour. This is a cup, but I'm sure I'll be using half a cup. I got Havarti cheese. I got Parmesan cheese, and this is what we're going to do. And also we'll be using the milk from the seafood, and we're going to go to the next step. Let's get over here and see just how good this is looking over here. So when we come back, we're going to make the sauce and put everything together. Okay, so we're not done. We're just getting going really good. So see you in a minute. Now let's make a cheese sauce. So I've melted 1 stick of butter, and I'm going to shake in half a cup of flour, and I'm going to whisk it really good. And I'll add more if I feel like I need more. I'm going to add a little bit more. And I'm going to let the graininess cook off the flour. Until this, we're going to add the milk that we boiled our crab and our shrimp. Add that milk back into there so that it can start to incorporate flavor. Okay? And I did leave some of the meat in there, just a little bit in there. I think I'm going to add just a little bit more milk. Some people do use heavy cream, and they reduce the heavy cream, but I am making Alfredo sauce, and so I'm not just using heavy cream, but I am using, and I am going to do a milk reduction, and I've added all that flavor in so that this can be delicious. I'm going to add a little bit more obey in there. Trust and obey that it's going to be good. Okay, let's get that going. I love the flavor of creamy Havarti. Some people only use Parmesan cheese. It's really up to you what kind of cheese you want to use. If you want to use mozzarella cheese, you can use some of that. If you want to use provolone, you can use some of that. It's really up to you. This is one of my go-to cheeses, and that's Havarti. I like the flavor. I love the way it tastes, and it balances out so well. So, again, you can pick the type of cheese that's your go-to cheese. The next cheese that I am going to use is, I'm going to use Parmesan cheese. I'm using Parmesan, finely shredded cheese. And we're going to let this marry and do what it needs to do to become cheese sauce. Pray over it while you're cooking it and ask God to bless it and stretch it. So that's what we're doing. Let's make this cheese sauce. As the cheese sauce comes to pretty much how I want it to be. Oh, y'all, that looks so good. I'm going to add me just a little sun-dried tomatoes. That is your choice. If you don't like it, you don't have to add it. We love it. I always like my stuff to have an extra kick to it. So I'm just going to take some of it, about a tablespoon, and whip it in there real good. Just to add more flavor to the sauce. Just a little bit more flavor. Okay? Look at that. Look at that. Look at that sauce. Oh, yeah. That's what I'm talking about. So we're getting ready to put it together, y'all. And turn it off. Let's walk over here and see what we got. Don't that look good? Let's put it together. Because the more we share together, the happier we'll be. So we're getting ready to put it together. We're getting ready to add all that goodness onto the pasta that I boiled. So let's do that. Let's just spoon all this goodness on top of this delicious pasta. Look at that. That looks so good. Such an amazing, easy dish. You don't have to go and pay Olive Garden all your money. You can do this right at home. Of course, you know this is not just one helping, but help yourself. Let the table be set, and let's just pass it around the table, shall we? All that goodness in the land of the living. Now let's add this delicious cheese sauce and see what we're working with. Let's add it. Honey. Yeah, that's what I thought. Honey. Don't that look good? It looks good to me. I added a little lemon juice. I got some extra butter. I got more that can go on top. Pour that good butter juice on top. Ain't nothing like it. There's nothing like it. Let's just try it and see. Let's just pour a little butter sauce on top, shall we? Let me move it this way. Let's get that butter sauce in there and see what we're working with. Just a little bit. Everybody want to go? Well, everybody can go. There we go. Just a little dab will do you. There we have it. Thank y'all for watching Mama's Comfort Cooking. We'll see y'all later. It is so good. Don't that look good? Look at that. Look at that.